Hey there, it's Choudhary, and I'm here to share with you another teaching tip slash parenting tip that you can use with your child or children when working on comprehension facts. I'm kind of whispering today because I'm in actually his bedroom right now, laying on his bed, because he's laying in our bed with my husband. It's 6:30 in the morning, and he's kind of been fighting a cold, so right now he's in there. But the monitor is on in our bedroom, so if I talk loud or talk normal, he's going to hear me, and then he's going to be in here in like 5 seconds. That's usually why he's in most of my videos, because he loves the camera and he always wants to be on it. So I'm going to try to do this quietly, but just turn your volume up if you have to. I'm really sorry, but gotta do what you gotta do as a mom. Okay, so one of the really cool things in reading, which is really important, is to know that your kids not only need to know how to read the words on the page, but they need to make those words come to life. So it's one thing to be able to phonetically spell out words or sound out words and be able to read the words, but comprehension is more important. And actually this came to mind this week because a friend of mine was telling me that her daughter is reading and was taking her end of the year reading tests, and the teacher stopped her because her daughter was actually getting bored with it because she was at such a high reading level that they just sort of stopped and said, we'll continue tomorrow, because it was just kind of boring. But my friend was saying, my concern always is that she's comprehending the words that she's reading on the page. And as a mom, she's really in the right place. Her mind is in the right place, because oftentimes as parents, we look and say, well, our kids can read these words on the page, they should be reading at a higher level, but you have to be able to interact with the words and make them come to life and understand what they're saying. Otherwise, it's just basically like being able to read a foreign language. If you know how to phonetically read those words, but you don't know what you're saying, it doesn't do anything. So a really easy tip using your 5 fingers that you can use with your kids for comprehension is who, what, when, where, why, and then you can add the 6th with it, which is a how. So it's really easy for your kids to remember, and oftentimes what we've done is we'll take the kid's hand and either draw it on, trace it on an interactive whiteboard, or if you have like a magna doodle or a glow doodle, you can trace their hand on the paper, and you as the mom, dad, parent, or a teacher can write on top of each finger who, W-H-O, what, when, where, why. And then if you want, you can do the how and like a cloud on the side or something. And you want your child to remember those 5 fingers, the 5-finger rule, as they're reading through their book, or as you're reading through the book or the chapter with them. So that at the end of the selected area of reading, or at the end of the book, if it's a picture book for young children, they can then go back and look and define those 5 things. So let's just use, off the top of my head, let's just use the 3 pigs, the story of the 3 little pigs. When you get to the who, you kind of want them to look at this before they start reading, so that they can think in their head. They've got 5 things that they're looking for while they're reading the book. When they get to the end, now you look and you say, okay, who were the main characters in the story, and who were the supporting characters? Who were the characters that we saw just a little bit in the story? And they should be able to identify, the 3 pigs, the wolf, whatever. What happened to the 3 pigs? What did the 3 pigs do in the story? They built their houses. The wolf was coming and blowing them down. But the 3rd one, you get what I'm saying? When do we know when the story took place? And this changes depending on the kind of reading. So you might be able to tell the decade. You might be able to tell the time of the day. Was it daytime or nighttime? Was it bedtime? Was it bath time? Was it dinner time? Depending on what the story is, you can say, this happened in the 1800s. Okay, so you can really apply this to nonfiction and fiction. Who, what, when, where? Where did this happen? This happened in the forest. But again, you can change that. If it's a little bit more detailed reading, it happened in Germany and during World War II. Okay, so it's really it's an easy thing, but it can be it could be used in many different genres of reading. Who, what, when, where, and why. Why? Why did the pigs build houses? And why was the wolf blowing them down? Why were these things happening? This is activating the comprehension, and you're able to get deeper into that story. And then after they do the 5, and if you want to do the how, they can go deeper. You can ask more questions, but this will help you. You have a good base as to what to look for in comprehension. And then you, as the parent or the teacher, can delve deeper. So they might answer that why question, why they were building the houses. And that might trigger another question in your head that may help them dig deeper into the story. And that's really what it's all about. Reading is totally about comprehension. The more that they understand, the better that they are as a reader, and that will help them develop better reading skills in the future, and especially as they hit that third grade mark, because when you hit third grade, you start learning to read, and you start reading to learn. I'll say that again. You stop learning to read, and you start reading to learn. So the third grade mark is usually where you stop reading fiction books that are, like maybe this book has a lot of the SH sound in it. And once you hit third grade, your books that you're reading are more for material. So you start reading a science material that's more textbooky type thing. Social studies too, it's more facts. You're learning more information that's a little bit more heavy. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'm so glad to help and send my teaching tips on to you. Look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.